My name's Nicole Speletic. I'm really happy to be here today with Uršo Rupnik for this conversation about a recent dance project of hers. But at the very beginning, I just want to say at first, thank you to the Public Fund for Cultural Activities for their support of this program and also for their artist residency, which has made it possible for me to be here in Slovenia during this time. So I'm really grateful for that. And of course, I need to also add a special thank you to Nina Meshko for bringing this opportunity and for helping me to prepare and have some insights, into Slovenian dance and this project in particular, so we can have an interesting talk here. Okay, so yeah, let's go. I'm actually really interested to learn a little more about Slovenian dance here. Okay, so I thought the first thing we would do is just say, okay, so Uršo, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and just say what you would like the audience to know who you are.
Thank you, Nicole, very much. I'm Urša Rupnik. I'm Slovenian dancer, choreographer, dance pedagogue. I've been in this field quite some time. I don't know, I dance, I teach, I choreograph. At the moment I'm mostly in this box of the screen, so I also provide some dance classes via Zoom. But I'm really looking forward to see everybody back in the studios, on the stages. I have a performance which is in the process, but we should have a premiere already in November, but I hopefully maybe January we can have an opening night. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thanks. Well, I'm going to ask you then about this recent experience where you actually did get to dance. You actually were in the theater, right, and on stage, and so I'll ask you then, so you can maybe relive a little of that actual physical experience, because I think it would be interesting to hear you say a little bit about what's it like physically to go into a piece from an earlier time, an earlier point in dance history. Like, what's that kinesthetic immersion like?
That's a nice question, actually. Thank you. Yeah, I'm familiar with this dance style. We can call it dance expressionism or izrazni ples in Slovene. I have worked with Jasna Knez a lot in my earlier years. So I'm kind of familiar with the style, with the technique. But now, quite after a long time, I came back with this new project, and it was kind of really nice thing to do, because first I did just a class of technique. I actually did it with my mom via Zoom as well, because yeah, she studied the pedagogics and methodology of this style. We call it in Slovene okrogla linija. So it could be like round lines.
Oh, wow.
So I did the class and I went into it, and it was kind of, wow, I remember, my body remembers that. So this is kind of familiar. Wow, I can do that. I feel it's there. It has been there in my body. And then when I started to actually do the choreography, start to learn, some stuff was really like nice. Wow, she was. This is so interesting, and how can I dive into in the style and also in the content she was talking about in the choreography. So it was actually a very nice experience.
Great. Oh, that's great. Interesting how even though it had been a long time, your body remembers, right? It's like, oh, I know this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did so many things, other things in between.
Yeah.
But now when I got back into it, was like, oh, this is kind of a home.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. What a nice idea of thinking of it that way. Oh, yeah, this is like another home. Wow. Wow. Okay, so that's the physical side of it, which I was really interested to hear about. And then I wanted to just ask, like, for everybody to just know a little bit more about, like, well, what is the process of reconstructing a dance like? What happens? How do you start, and then where do you go from there?
Yeah, that's also a good question. So, first of all, I just watched the video, which is online, which is danced by Sasha Staparski. She was also the first dancer of this piece, and she was actually a co-creator of it.
Okay.
And later on with Sasha, I reconstructed it together with her. Yeah, and I first just watched the video. I was like, oh my God, this goes forever, never ending. Oh, it's more, it's more. I cannot learn this, it's too much. So many complicated stuff and connection with the music. And then I thought, okay, it's end. No, no, it goes further on. It was
There's another
really
section.
the first. I just felt so frustrated. I cannot do it. It's too much. It's too
Oh,
complicated.
wow.
But then with
How
Sasha,
long is it actually? How long is this
10
dance?
minutes.
That's actually a lot of choreography, right? It
It
is.
is, and it's a choreography. It never stops. I mean, it's a lot of things
Yeah.
going on. And then with Sasha, she really put it into like sections. She wrote down everything. She placed like in colors. She put everything, how the things follows, what are the motifs, what are the leitmotifs. So she really did like boom, very good work with that. And she also explained. So first few meetings, she was just talking and explaining to me how is the development, what's the content, what is it about, how she was creating it with Živa Kraigher. So I really got an insight like that, and then we started to really go piece by piece, section by section. Then we were working together a lot with Sasha because she also remembered a lot. I mean, her body was as well like, okay, I remember this, and then she just went, and I was like just looking. Oh my God, I cannot repeat it. Please put it apart. And she was, no, I cannot put it in parts. I can just dance it. And I really was observing her and just taking notes. Okay, this. And then I tried to repeat myself. But then I also took like few rehearsals on my own in the studio, just being there, just observing the video. What have I learned? What is in my body? How can I go with that, and also then searching for my own interpretation or my own being in this choreography. Yeah.
Right, so that you're not, of course, you're learning what someone else made and then what someone else danced of someone else. And now, but you still, and you want to be true to that, but you also bring yourself to the work, right? So you also have to find yourself in that dance.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really interesting.
yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And this isn't the first time that you've danced a reconstructed piece by Žive Kraigher. This is the second time actually already. Yeah. And the first time was about 10 years ago, and you reconstructed a piece. I think the translation for the title is Resistance. And the
Exactly.
title in Slovenian was,
Upor.
okay. Thanks. All right. So is there anything, I don't know, is there anything interesting about the difference between those two processes? Or would you want to compare like the two different reconstructions? Are there things that were very similar or things that were really different?
Yeah, maybe I was much younger when I did the first one. And I did it with Jasna Knes, and she really danced this piece, I mean, half of her life, and it was really her piece actually, although created by Živa Kraigher. But then Jasna was dancing it so much that it's like the same Jasna Knes upor, this is the same. And so I think it was hard work for Jasna to give it away. And it was also hard work for me, being quite young at the time, to really take it in, because it's actually very hard piece. It's about the war and so on. And in my younger years, I had no experience with the crew world, so it was So I mostly worked with the technique and the choreography, and it's really, I mean, that process with Jasna also gave me a lot for my life in dance, for my dance. Yeah, so it was quite a strong moment. And then after now when I was doing balada, I already said that it was already there. The style was in my body, and balada is kind of in the body expression. It's softer than the resistance. So I really kind of had a problem, because the strength of the resistance was in my body, and I also then approached balada in the same way, with the really strong and impulses and so on. And so Sasha needed to calm me down. Okay, stop. This needs to be slow. This needs to be softer. It's a different thing. So I really maybe at this moment now, after so long time, but I haven't danced in pod for a while. Maybe now I felt it again. I felt again the power, the need to resist, especially in these times when we know what is happening in the world. Maybe now I also feel the resistance much more than I did before. And yeah, it's quite strong thing.
Yeah, it might be really interesting for you to revisit that piece now after this passing.
I had this idea. I've been having this idea for a long time to get back there and to make it even stronger. And
I'd be really interested to see that. I'd be really excited. I'm actually really excited. Just I saw most of the video of your version, of this, and I thought, oh my goodness, it would be so nice to see that live. I really hope that there'll be a chance for that.
Yeah, I think this is these choreographies are made for the stage and to be there present live with live audience. They have much power, and because they're made for stage, I think that's the best version to see them. But also,
that's what they're made for, right? That's the experience that they're made for. Yeah, that's really true. Really interesting. I don't know. I was thinking of asking you, like, is there anything else in particular that you'd want to say or that you want the audience to know or something, that you learned through doing ballet that you would want to say that you would want to share?
I think it's a lot about searching your personal story inside of it, either as a dancer, either as an audience. Because, this style, I think, offers, as many other dance styles, of course, offers a space for the audience to dive in, or maybe just to enjoy, or maybe to find their own thoughts or feelings inside of it, and to take something for yourself.
That's such a nice way of describing it. That's so interesting. Like you said, that you're learning, like we said, somebody else's work, but you actually end up, it creates a space for you to learn yourself or to bring yourself and take something out for yourself. And that's such a special process and an opportunity to have, right? From engaging with the artwork, that you grow yourself and you know yourself more. Yeah, that's really beautiful, Urša. Thank you. I feel like that's maybe that's an excellent point for us to leave on, to finish on, because I think that's a beautiful statement about what dance can do. Yeah. Thank you. This was lovely. Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to see you dance live, real in person again soon, right?
Yes. Thanks a lot, Nicole. It was nice talking to you.
Same. See you soon.
Yes.